Welcome back to Life of Dober, episode 9. We're getting a long way already. As you might have figured out from the last 3 episodes, due to some technical issues, my voice was not recorded while playing. Hence, I'm just scrolling a little bit through the video and re-recording my voice at parts which I think are interesting. So there will be some parts where you will not hear me speak. So as you're used to, I first log on to Bank Helper just to see how many items I've got sent from Dober, if I need to return some items, where I have to put some things on the auction house. It's kind of becoming a regular procedure whenever I log on, that I first go to Bank Helper. So you see me return the cloth, return the meat so I can do some cooking, and I think all the other items I will just grab out of the mailbox and see whether I can actually sell them on the auction house or whether I will sell them to a vendor. So I think this is actually one of those episodes where I will be putting on light leather on the auction house, because now I got a full bag and sorry for that. So I think it's time to put some on. I don't want to compete too much with myself, so I could just wait till my bag is completely filled with light leather. But then I would actually be driving competition with my own products, in the sense that if I'm flooding the market, I most likely either have to do a lower price, or I'm just not gonna sell all my stuff because there's just not enough demand to withdraw all the light leather from the auction house. So here I'm just gonna check the price, and let's see what the price is. It's 32 copper for just one, but that's not what I'm aiming for, because I'm going for stacks. So 750 for 20. 566. That's not much, to be honest. That's really not much. Actually, I'm gonna have a little look here, because I mean, the vendor price is 3 silver, so it's definitely worth to sell on the auction house. But that's not really a surprise, because I guess most items that are actually gained via a profession are at least worth more on the auction house than being vendored. So I'm going for this funny price again, 660, 6 and 777. Now, I thought there was actually some way to put it on quicker, but that might also be via an add-on, like auctioneer or something, where you might actually be able to select multiple items straight away, or basically similar to how it works now in retail. You can actually select how many stacks that you want to sell. So if you got 6 stacks in your bag, that you only have to do it once. So I just have to repeat the process for each stack. It's a bit of pity, and luckily I'm correcting all my typos here. But often I had this mistake and not being corrected, so you get light leather on being there for 77 silver. One fun fact is though that some people, I don't know why, maybe they're just doing it for the trolls or lols, or I don't know what, they're actually so often buying these very expensive. It could be that they just haven't checked the price correctly, so they thought, oh, this is a nice stream of 7 silver and 77 copper, and then by accident they actually also select my 77 silver. Although I doubt it, because I guess most people actually sort the price by bid price. So here I'm gonna do something interesting. I thought this light leather was way too cheap on the auction house. I mean, I noticed that I could get over to, I mean, even if I buy this one, I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do. So I guess this one is the tricky part, because this one is just slightly over 2 silver. But I think it's worth more, and I'm actually surprised now that I revisit this video that I didn't buy I didn't have enough money. Probably that's why I didn't do it. But actually, if I had a little bit more cash, I would actually bought the 7 one as well. So I became a monopoly. As you will see now, there are still 7 light leather being sold by someone else for 21 silver, so that's about 3 silver per piece. It's still worth more than what I paid for it right now, because I paid on average less than 2 silver per piece. So I think I'm actually gonna confirm that price of 3 silver. So let's just see what I'm going to do. I might be putting them on one by one. I don't know yet. I think I do actually. I think I'm going to put them on one by one for 3 silver and oh yeah. Shift right click actually makes instant single copies. So I think I'm going to put them for 2 2 2 and 3 3 3. And hopefully if I sell a couple of these, I'm actually already making a profit on those I actually bought. I mean the deposit value is only 8 copper. I bought a couple of these light letters just for 1 silver 50 copper. So that's a total cost of 1 silver 58 copper. So if I'm selling it for the 3 silver 33, I'm actually doubled. I get double the value of what the costs are. So I got like a profit of 50%, profit margin, roughly 50%, slightly less. So that's not too bad. Slightly less, slightly more even. So it's really good. Although even we're still talking in matters of silver. I mean, still low level. But even at this low levels, you have to be you have to try everything just to get a little bit of this cash. So I think I'm gonna put 1 stack of 2 on the auction house. Reason for that is that you often got these people who actually just want 2 pieces and the price is similar. So you see now I kind of got this monopoly out, and probably here I'm explaining in the regular recording that I actually wish that I could buy this one because I got a complete monopoly on the light height. So, but pity enough I don't have enough, and I already took a bit of a risk because I did buy quite a lot of these things. So if they're not being sold, then I might end up with a loss. So it's kind of tricky. So here I'm just checking out the silver leaf price, but because I don't have herbalism anymore, I'm not gonna gather more silver leaf. So if these 15 are worth something, I could just as well put them on the auction house. So the vendor price is 150, so and 28 copper deposit, so I need to ask a price of at least, yeah, so I guess this is a decent price. I had to ask a price of at least 2 silver. Okay, I don't know what this lightning is. I still don't know. I haven't checked it out. So at first it's because you see Thrall say these things in the chat, so I couldn't recall exactly which boss it is that is killed. I was actually thinking that it was Blackwing Lair being finished, but I wasn't sure because it said Red Black Hand, and I believe that was from it. As I explained before, I never really got the opportunity to raid back then. I only got 60 just before the Burning Crusade, so I had to do Upper Blackrock Spire with 10 people, I believe, because you can actually enter that as a raid. Upper Blackrock, so that was fun. Or Lower Blackrock Spire. Now I started again. Either of the two at least. But that's not really a raid. Yeah, so here I'm checking a bit about the recipes. But recipes are always a bit hard to price because you have to look at the effect. And as you can see, I still didn't sell the swiftness potion, which seems really surprising. And I'm thinking I'm just going here for prices that kind of guarantees a sale. But of course, we still have to wait till next episode to see if they actually sold. So yeah, the swiftness potion. I mean, previous episode there was a price of 2. No, that's 2 episodes ago. It was actually a price of 30 silver, and actually I found that quite reasonable because the swiftness potion is really handy. If you use it, you can just Okay, yeah. You can just really sprint for 50% movement increase. And I think it's even the full duration of 15 seconds. So that's just similar to what the rogue can do. And at low levels, that's really insane. Okay, so here I decided the mechanical scroll apparently is not worth that much. So I'm not sure if that has to do with the drop rate not being correct. What I recall is that all these mechanical things were actually quite expensive in the auction house. But maybe it is just correct and I never came across a mechanical scroll and I only found the other ones like the mechanical chicken or whatever. Yes, I'm looking where this offhand is actually located. I had some difficulty finding it. And I think it actually ended up being in the armor. The miscellaneous. Here, held in all the offhand. I expected it to be on the weapon part, but apparently it was not. So here I'm just checking out, like this one got +1 intellect, and it's for level 7, so I'm probably gonna look back at my own. I think mine has also something similar to what I just shown, so it's 3 intellect. So, Defender Bar is actually 8 silver. I might be able to pull off, I think I'm going for 50 silver somewhere. I don't know why this reasoning. Yeah, so here I'm just limiting my search to at least level 20 because people above level 20 is not gonna buy it. Or at least a higher character might buy it, but he's always gonna buy it for a low level. So now I'm just scrolling through these and hopefully I will find something with similar statistics. So, our stats. So, one stamina, yeah, so this one is actually preferred over mine. And this is actually selling for 25, so of course I don't know if it's going to be selling for 25, but at least on the auction house now for 25. So yeah, as I said, I'm going for 50-50, a little bit on the low side maybe. But again, I'm aiming for a guarantee sale here because it is costing me 2 silver to put it on. So yeah, if it sells, then at least I still get 5 silver of profit compared to just vendoring it straight away. So I guess 2 stamina, 2 strength is actually good, quite good. But this one, this 5 strength is relatively cheap on the market. However, I do, or at least I am from the opinion that stamina is worth more at these levels. So actually, I would, if I had the option to choose for 5 strength or 2 stamina and 2 strength, I would actually still go for the 2 stamina and 2 strength, I guess. I'm not 100% sure because it does, of course, depend on what the rest of your gear looks like. Stamina is quite important in my opinion in the low levels. It also, of course, depends if you're focusing on PvP or player versus environment. But so yeah, this one is a bit strange for the hordes to have on the auction house because it's it's made with intellect, and on the horde side, there's basically no one that's using it below level 40. Of course, hunters and shamans get the ability to use mail. So I think actually back in the day on my hunter, when I think level 40, I might actually have been buying some of these cheap low level mail with intellect off the auction house. Not realizing that intellect is not that important as a war hunter. But I just thought, oh, intellect is gonna boost my my mana. Not realizing that it's not boosting my damage whatsoever. So yeah. So now I'm switching back to Dober. I've come quite far into the episode already. So I'm figuring out what I'm going to do with Dober. So let's see. Where did I left off? I think I left off just before, yeah, at the entrance of Undercity. And I see a Zeppelin, but that Zeppelin is from Putty Bay. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I'm just standing still. Might have had a phone call. That might be the case. So this is actually footage I haven't not seen myself before. It's kind of interesting. I probably was just away from the keyboard for a second here. Oh, here I'm back. Didn't take too long though. So I'm going to the Zeppelin. Oh, and that's actually the circles from the last event, I guess, for the necropolis, for Necremus. So apparently they already released that. I didn't know that. So they are aiming to either Necremus is already, yeah, the Necremus is not yet released probably. Because I think this is a pre-event of making you aware that Necremus is coming. And these mobs are actually quite useful if you manage to keep playing all the way till Necremus is being released. Then you will find quite some videos, I believe, on mages, frost mages especially, farming these mobs, because they drop quite good stuff, and because they're so nicely together, you could just run around with your mount, actually drag all these mobs together, and then freeze them with your Frost Nova and Blizzard. Not sure how the video is called. I think it's Even Stupider Mage Tricks. It's really a blast to watch, to be honest. I really enjoyed it. You got some fun scenes, going through some nice mobs that you could go for as a Frost Mage. I think he's even, at some points, he's just kiting and dragging almost halfway through Tanaris. And yeah, he's doing all of those kind of stuff, and yeah, I think that he's also doing one of these groups you've just seen. But then, of course, they depend on the area for the level. I'm not sure in which. It might be in Silitus where he does it, because they are high level, so it must be a high level area. So I can't recall exactly, but it must be something like that. Oh yeah, and here we have this little discussion about what levels you would like to have into a dungeon. So yeah, I'm just saying that I prefer a little bit on the high side, tank and a healer, or specifically tank. And it's not because I don't think it's doable. Low level healers can actually suffice completely. That would really not be a problem by definition. It's just if a healer is a little bit higher, then he has the opportunity to survive himself a little bit longer. So if he gets some healing aggro, he doesn't die instantly. He usually has a little bit more tools up his sleeve, either from talents or from his abilities, that give him the opportunity. So, as I said, I'm going for this quest just outside of Orgrimmar. And now I hope I actually jump in time, because actually I think I realized it's slightly too late. Yeah, so I still ended up landing in the water. Oh, Demon's actually coming with me. He's just flying after me. So this is the school cave. I think it's called something like that. And that's the quest that I got from Thrall 2 episodes ago, and that's actually giving me a follow-up into Ragefire Chasm, so I think it's important to do. I'm not even sure. Yeah, the quest was still green to me. Mobs are most likely gonna be grey. Yeah, it's only level 9. But I can't run past them because it's just too tight in here. So I guess I just want to go through here quickly. Now I don't know exactly whether I have to go left or right, or even straight. these caves are pretty much the same everywhere in the world. There's small exceptions, of course. Now I don't recall exactly whether I have to go that way or the other way. So I think there's one of those quests where you have to go just straight and not specifically in this case, but I just mean in general. You got the quest where you just have to go straight. I think one of these quests is with a pickaxe or something, which you have to pick up. I think you got one quest where you in the night area where you have to go all the way along the right side. And then you've got these quests where you have to go left. And I think I actually chose the right path here. So actually I do think I had to go left. Because is that the guy that I need? Because if it is, it's actually quite interesting. He's actually level 14. So for a green quest for my level, he's actually quite high level, to be honest. Okay, but apparently it's not, because I already got the quest item. So it was just a random drop. Interesting. But I'm still going after this level 14, because I want to see if he drops anything fun. I mean, who knows? Although he's not a rare mob or anything, so most likely it's not gonna drop anything interesting. It gives me a quest. That's not too bad. Near a fire blade. I guess that's the guy in the Clefts of Shadow. In Orgrimmar, actually. Is it the same guy of Hidden Enemies? At least that's... I think the follow-up from Hidden Enemies. This one still has to be returned to Thrall. But I think the follow-up actually leads to near a fire blade as well. And apparently there's already respawns, so that's damn quick. It's insane. But luckily these are only really low level. You can just loot in between with no risk of dying. Although someone else managed to die here. That's Stroll. Where's his work? Let's see. Shape says Troll, but the hair says Orc to me. Wow, another respawn. That's a shame. So getting stamina. This is my Void Walker. Sorry, armor. It's my Void Walker. At least he's supposed to tank. One more and I'm out of this cave. And then I will turn in this quest. So let's go buy my mailbox, because now I'm close to the bank as well, so I could just as well pick up everything and actually accomplish something with it. So I think I'm going to see if I can level up a little bit more cooking. I can actually look for a little bit of cloth to craft items. So let's see. Actually, I think yeah. So I'm gonna grab. Okay. I'm not sure if that was supposed to happen. The right clicking. Okay, so yeah, I'm just picking up everything. Also, very important that I did not forget to pick up the quest items, since I am aiming towards the Barrens. So if I leave them in here, then, well, at least Ratchet still has a bank, so I'm covered to some extent, but still it would be a pity to forget picking up those items. And then trying to turn in the quest, and then you realize that everything is still in your bank. That would be hell annoying. So I'm first gonna figure out whether I can use some, or do some cooking, which I remember is still up here. So let's see what I can craft. Still the charred wolf meat. Could go for the other one. I actually am taking. Yeah, I think I'm just going for it because it doesn't cost too much, anyways. So that's actually quite a few levels up. Each crafting needs to give me skills to actually achieve that crab cake. You see how relaxing that sound is from cooking. Crispy sound. But I'm gonna be falling a little short on cooking skills, so that's a pity. I can still buy 3 more malt spices, but it's not gonna give me 5 more cooking skills, so that's a pity. Still have to look for something else to get there. So I don't know what I'm waiting for actually here. So I'm just gonna buy a little bit more malt spice than those malt spices that remain in my bag. Well, I will just return them to my bank so I can use them later. I'm not sure. Actually, yeah. So like I said, I am aiming for the Barrens, but I'm keeping an eye open for Ragefire Chasm Crypts. Because if I get any higher level, then Ragefire Chasm is not really gonna be worth for me doing anymore. So, like I said, on one side I want to be on the high side, but on the other hand I don't want to be too high because then it's not worth going there anymore. So there's always a nice sweet spot that you need to find for each dungeon. And for some dungeons this will result in quests being green or yellow, while the mobs inside the dungeon are actually grey. That will occasionally happen, so that's also not something that you want. You still want the mobs in there to be green at least. and mobs can in some dungeons vary in levels quite a lot. So luckily the cloth trainer, or the tailor's trainer, is just on the other side of the road.
What can I help you
So I
with?
guess
Strength
the
and
quest is
honor.
just it's the Horde Cloth Master, so it's probably just to get the reputation for Orgrimmar. Yeah, and here I actually realized that there was actually no need to get here in the first place. I mean, I should just get as much skill just from Bolt of Linen Cloth before crafting anything, especially because the simple linen pants and the linen cloth and oh, I actually noticed that I already joined a group here for someone wanted to do race fight chasm. So while crafting these Bolt of Linen Cloths, I'm actually looking for for group members to follow. So apparently this priest function is not working. Usually it should be able to also find just only class priest if you type that, I believe. But to be honest, that's one of the biggest issues I actually have in with private servers in general, that the /who function does not work correctly at all. Sometimes I've done /who with a name and the name is actually there just not showing, or it showed 2,000 people online and or 2,000 people found, while the list only consisted of 34 displayed, which is weird because if there's more people found, then it should by default give the maximum of 50. So the woo function is not completely reliable on private servers. So I hope on classic servers that will not be the issue. At least I expect Blizzard to do that properly, as it was in the past. So it should not be too much of an issue. So here I'm just checking out whether I could actually do this, but these are actually not worth crafting, so I will just decide to stick to linen, Bolt of Linen Cloth, till it does not yield any more skill point. And that's actually the way you should go with each of these steps. So after the Bolt of Linen Cloth, you will get Bolt of Wool Cloth, or whatever it's called. At least you will use Wool Cloth for it. Not sure if it's still called Bolt, I guess so. Yeah, and here I'm just I'm trying to find a tank, because that's where I wanted to start off.
What do you need?
No, I actually wonder who I joined. I invited that person myself, because I mean, I am the party leader. Might have been a guildie actually, now that I think about it. So here you just see me pressing on people. Because personally I have the idea that whispering is more effective. It costs a little bit more energy, but it's more efficient. You at least get a reply from someone. And if you just put it into general chat or world chat, people easily overlook the request for group members, or do not feel obliged to reply. So when they are hesitating whether to join or not, they will just usually keep quiet. Well, if you whisper them, they are kind of forced to answer you.
May your blades never dawn.
And in that sense, if they are hesitating, they might just say yes. And in addition, you can actually find the members that you want. So as you will see, I started whispering the warriors that are a little bit on the high side, and then later on I will actually go down. So this quest actually is green, but I'm gonna skip it after all, because it is the Void Walker quest for the orcs, and it's in the in the cave that I've just been for this troll quest, so I don't feel like going there again.
Blood and thunder.
So yeah, this is the nearby fireplace. So I joined Baraka, and Baraka I think is a mage even. So this is a little bit not in line with what I explained last episode that I prefer to join with a warrior or a priest, or to start a group with that. But I think I might have joined this guy because this guy was a little bit higher as well. So eventually I think I will resort to a little bit of lower levels. I'm actually gonna ask this druid because he's just outside of Rage Chasm, so maybe he was just waiting out here. That's the nice thing about Rage Chasm, because it is in the capital. People are usually close, and you can actually do stuff while waiting. So here we actually got a druid to join. So that's a good thing, we at least have a tank. Or a healer, depends a bit on what he's going to do. Apparently I first asked him to be a tank, but I think he will, at least at level 14, the druid is also be able to heal. So yeah, I can heal also if you find another tank, as you say. So it seems like I'm forming a group for Rage Chasm this case. Yeah, that's what I was hinting at. I realized that I was looking for a tank in the first place, but since no warriors wanted to tank, that's why I asked him. So yes, he can heal, but because I already kind of know that I am not going to find another tank. He probably has a tank. So yeah, there we go. This is the follow-up that leads into Rage Chasm. Okay, so who's this? We got a troll hunter. So we just need a tank. Oh, he instantly leaves. Okay, that's kind of strange. What is this, sorry? I want sheep. That sounds like he wants kebab. Sheep kebab. I don't know what he wants. I know most kebab is from chicken. I don't know. I don't mind. Naughty tongue. People's names get ridiculous these days. You should never forget your guild, or at least ask people from your guild, because that's what I usually forget. And as you might recall from previous episodes, there was this rogue Augusta actually looking for a group. So I could be asking him, but I don't feel like doing so. Because he's a little bit on the low side, and since we already have this level 14 druid, which I think is on precisely the level that you need to be, I still rather have a little bit higher level. So this is what you have to expect with regards to finding a group back in vanilla. It's not just simply pressing, is it the button I, the default key for opening group finder, and then just pressing buttons. You actually have to do some effort and whisper people and ask whether they want to join or not. So yeah, at least you will learn the command copy paste if you didn't already. But I guess everyone knows it by now. Everyone is growing up with computers these days, so. So where am I going? Did I have to return to Thrall once more for the hidden enemies? Seems so. Yeah. kind of hate of these kind of quests where you just have to go back and forth in the sense of what you have to do. On the other hand, these kind of quests are quests that are usually storytelling, in the sense that they do, at least you get the idea that you're actually following a storyline. To some extent they're actually interesting. So let's get back to Troll and turn in this quest. The Big Tavern. Senior Sergeant. Core Kron Elite. So there we go. Big Troll. Okay, apparently I was just out running past Troll. I don't know what it was doing here. It's kind of funny to see your own playstyle back. Because sometimes you're questioning why you're doing certain things. And now, for example, I really wonder, I did cancel my auto walk, but I'm still standing in fire there, waiting for something. So probably I could just barely touch the keyboard to cancel the auto run. To not play yet. So these is two. Oh yes, now I know what I'm going to do, what I'm doing here. I started to realize that I needed to pick up quests for Rage Fire Chest and more than just these. So I was completely focused on these, and I actually got into the group before I knew it. Like I actually warned myself, and you as well, a couple of times, that you should not delete quests for dungeons, for example, because before you know it, you're in a group and you cannot pick up those quests anymore. And I think at this point I start to realize that I'm missing a few quests for Rage Fire Chest. And to make it even worse, 2 of these quests actually come from Thunderbluff, which is not really close, while the last one in the 5th quest actually comes from Undercity. And guess what? Where did I just come from? Undercity. And apparently I managed to not pick it up there, which is a pity. And this is something that you will experience in the future as well. The quests are hidden in the sense that you do not get pointed into the direction of this quest. So, and apparently there's this quest in Undercity that you can pick up. I believe it's actually near Lady Sylvana's. So near her, well, I don't even know if you can call it a throne, but near her throne. I think you can pick up the quest there. But there's no other quest actually leading to there in the first place, or at least not at this level, so you kind of just have to explore and find out that this quest is actually there. And to be honest, this happens a lot less in current days of WoW, because usually just following a path, you're doing a couple of quests in a certain village, and then the final quest, or somewhat the final quest that you do, is actually pointing towards the next village, and then you do all the quests there, etc, etc. So all quests are leading to each other, rather than just quests being somewhere separately hidden in some corner. So this guy I've actually been whispering before, this rogue, but I think I'm gonna have a second attempt at this guy. Because he didn't reply. So yeah, I'm just gonna check if I can merge groups or whatever. But this guy is not responsive really. There are people looking for waiting caverns. And I am close to that level actually to do waiting caverns. Oh, he's done, his group is full. Okay. Yeah, cool. So this is where I'm now at least I have the Thunderbluff quest, so that's good. Now there's only one thing left, and that's the Undercity quest. So I think Baraka's already said that he has the Undercity quest. He didn't do the prequel. So I just said because Baraka said yeah I can share it, but he didn't mention which quest he actually can share. Sure, I was willing to share this quest. Okay, wow. Troll yells. Be bathed in my power, drink in my mind, battle for the glory of the horde. And now actually, I think I should have been receiving a buff, but I'm not. So it's kind of strange. Okay, this actually works on the private server. Although it seems like this guy is actually offline. It's kind of weird. It's not showing on the map either. So it's kind of strange. Okay, it's not working perfectly. But maybe I can have a new attempt. Okay, it says all quest share, so I hope it just has this quest. Okay, that's the name of the quest from the city. Gotcha! Sounds like Pokemon. Gotcha! Or from the band Gotcha. But that's completely differently written, so I think I'm gonna have a new attempt here on this stone. I think I will delete this for friendly. At least I think that is what I will do in a second. First I'm bringing everything back to my bank. Because I don't need it during my dungeon. Yeah, and I'm just selling this this food, even though it gives me 2 stats. I'd rather sell it. I'd rather have this little bit of extra copper, because there's 2 stamina and 2 spirit is not gonna make a difference at the moment. Senior Sergeant Rapanda. Or this is the cloth master, I guess. Yeah, just wanted to check. Rashona Steklosh. I should remember that name, so I don't get confused by that yellow dot on the minimap again. Yeah, I guess I'm just checking here whether this guy is really offline or whether this is some bug that he is actually here. Because it seems a bit strange that if I click on the summoning stone, or well, not summoning stone yet, I guess, but I don't even know what the name is. I think it's meeting stone in this version of the game. It seems a bit strange that if I press it, I actually get, or that he joins our group if he's not online. It seems a bit strange to me, so. And here I'm just hoping that some 60s just saying, oh, we'll just give them boost, no problem. Let's see. Put everything in my bank. Sell the. Actually, I realized I could have also put the peaks into my bank, but I forgot about it. So there we go, a spiced wolf steak. Just a couple of extra silver. So yeah, I'm just checking here. I wanted to know if Baraka's actually flying towards Orgrimmar, so I can just wait at the flight point and wait for him to share the quest, because in case it's not getting shared, I might have to ask around to see if someone else is in Orgrimmar to share the quest, because I don't feel like going back to Undead just for the quest alone. even though it's just a Zeppelin back and forth. But it's still too much running, wasting of time. I mean, this is already taking a little bit of time to form a group. And I could leave Orgrimmar and go to Crossroads and actually do a couple of quests there, but it can also happen that in the couple of minutes to come I will just find the last few members for this group. It's always a possibility. I mean, I only need a healer and just a damage dealer, so damage dealer will be no problem. The healer might be a problem, but you never know. I mean, there's quite some classes that can actually heal, especially at this level. There's not much distinction, it doesn't really matter which spec you have, so priest, shaman and druid will all satisfy with respect to healing. And it seems like Baraka is actually flying towards me. It's a bit of a strange path because it looks like he's flying to Ratchet, but actually I think that even though I'm showcasing here that it seems like the other way around, I still think he's actually flying to Orgrimmar here. The path towards Orgrimmar goes slightly different than the path from Orgrimmar to the Crossroads. So guys, I will just wait here, and hopefully Baraka will be able to share it. And now I should actually be focusing back on... oh, Nefaria has been slain. So now I'm just waiting for Baraka to come here, and I should actually be looking for new members. You see, why are they all getting beamed and I guess also buffed, but why am I not? Seems a bit strange to me. At some point, I mean, I'm not putting effort into it right now, but at some point you also have to ask your group members if they are putting any effort in to finding group members, because it kind of sucks if you're the only one actually asking around. I mean, if you all ask around, you get your group filled quite a lot quicker. And it doesn't matter that you both whisper the same guy. Because potentially, even if two people are asking precisely the same question, you still have the opportunity that people actually say yes to one and no to the other. I missed actually that Baraka landed there, so now I got to chase him. Where did he go? Where did he go? Where did he go? Follow him. Oh, there he is. Wait. I have to get his attention. I wanted to share the quest. Where do we go? Or... yeah, oh. Oh, I was sharing it. No. You went too far. There we go. Thanks. Now I've got all the quests that I need. Giving him a health study return. Small gratitude towards sharing. So even if the groups is not gonna work out right now, I still got all the quests for Rage Fight Chasm, so that's nice. Okay. So let's see. You see, all these guys that got this buff. Why didn't I get it? Sergeant Haishini Dai. Okay. Sounds Japanese like. Oh. So apparently as soon as you just delete someone else is joining via the stone immediately. And this was actually the guy that said that his group was full. But it is quite nice because he's level 18, so I hope he is communicating a little bit better in group than he did in Whisper so far, because he was a bit slow in there. Could have been that he's just chatting a lot and didn't have time to react to my messages straight away, but we will figure out. So Gotcha would like to tank, and she was standing here, yeah. Apparently she already joined another group. That's a pity. Maybe I should have lured her into it by saying last spot or something like that. Yeah, I'm not even sure if trading a healthstone is worth it to a druid, because I'm not sure if you can actually use it in bear form. And so far he's going to tank. So in that case it would actually be a waste for him to have that healthstone. He's not able to use it. So McNor did get the buff. Why didn't I get the buff? I'm still surprised. I could try Pet and Void Walker, yeah. Tanking. Yeah, I was thinking about actually inviting this hunter and just have a double pet tank. That can actually. Then the druid is just gonna heal. It's a little bit of a tricky part, but it could actually work. So, George, what are you doing? Okay, he's going back in. I guess he's still in a group. Oh. Also via the meeting stone. And that's cool actually. Because he is a healer. Or he's a priest. If I see him correctly, yeah, he's a priest. And he's close. So I guess we should be going. Don't even know how I did it actually. Might be through I think later on they actually also added it to innkeepers or something. Oh well. Okay, so we a little bit trouble here with specific getting into the dungeon. Because apparently he was still locked out via another group, so he will just see us waiting for him, and then we will actually kick him so he can actually apply a code of line, which I will show you in a second, or in a second. Will actually happen after we wait for a while. So yeah, and then before that actually happens, I'm already asking whether they would like to have a Void Walker as an additional tank or an imp for the Blood Pact. Because Blood Pact gives stamina buff to everyone. And if the tank is just fine, then I guess it's better to have the imp out, because the Void Walker is not really contributing towards the dungeon. So I think I will actually begin this dungeon with Void Walker and soon replace it with the imp, if I recall correctly. So like I said, here we're just waiting for an unpronounceable name, let's put it that way. And yeah, so here he says he's coming, but he's just not coming into our instance. So actually, he has to go. Eventually, we just gonna kick him, and then you have to type this line. Often it just works by just leaving and entering, but I don't exactly know how these dungeons are stored for your character, because I think they're not stored at character level, but just by instant. The dungeon has a code, or instance has a code. I think that's where you're actually running into. So I think what he has to do, we had to remove from the group, and then he had to type this line of resetting all instances that he's been in. And this will reset, I think, the combination between his character and the instant code. I think it works some kind of way like that, but so here we're still wondering why he's not inside. And it's always funny, if you run out, other people also run out. So he's not here, this guy. He's actually in. He's actually there, but not there. but the minimap is saying that he's actually here, but he's not here. So that's kind of funny. Oh, yeah, so there you see. If I go out, someone else is going out. That always happens, that kind of stuff. But we want to see what happens. Or what's happening. Yeah, so we just decided not to wait anymore. So as you can see, I'm a little bit of a lenient on the mana side since the beginning. That's because I don't want the risks of holding back the group by spending too much mana per fight. Which is the first dungeon basically as a warlock since a long time at this level. Still have to get a little bit used to what I can do, also in terms of aggro. Because you have to remember that if I'm pulling aggro over a mob, a taunt ability only has a 5-yard range, so if it gets too far away from the Karamati, then he will not be able to taunt the mob back instantly, and he has no combat charge. So. Okay, so here we're just kicking this guy, and I'm probably gonna whisper this guy about this line. So yeah, so what I'm saying here, this usually just is enough.
They can't join our group. They can't join our group. They can't join our group. They can't join our group.
So this is something I think that happened because it's a meeting stone. So this is the macro. Oh, actually I invited this a macro. So what this does, and reset your instance. So if you, for example, farming an instance, so that's also why it's nice to remember that one. If you're farming an instance and you finish it before, I don't even know what the automatically resetting time is, for instance. I believe it's 1 hour or something, or is it even shorter? You can actually go out and then type that script, and then it just resets the instant and you can just run back in. But there is a limit of how many you can do per hour, I believe. I think you can do a max of 5 runs per hour. But yeah, it can come in handy if you want to farm in an instance. Especially the shorter ones. Especially shorter ones, you can still reset after a long one, but... so I guess I will be... I will just I've been chatting quite long actually. Long time now. From here on I will just be quiet, enjoy the experience of the dungeon. This is how you will experience the dungeon in Classic at least, or specifically for Rage Fighters. You will see a little bit of group dynamics. This is actually a quite decent group, to be honest. We are being easy on the aggro. both the mage and the priest are actually handling their mana quite well. Oh yeah, and I find out that this fire shield is actually, you have to activate it on each friendly yourself, and that it only, I think, it deals fire damage rather than absorbing it. I thought it was actually absorbing fire damage. Well, you will see that soon. So it was actually quite a decent group, and what you have to notice is how especially I think the mage is doing in this dungeon, because he's really keeping his mana nice, high up, so we don't have to really take any breaks for him to drink mana, and in addition he at least pays attention to sheeping NPCs, and I guess that's something you should be looking out for these kind of guys. And if you can't find these guys, then be that guy yourself. He's doing it with sheep, but there's many other possibilities to do these kind of things. And but also, if you're not that guy, but you do have one of these guys with you, then at least don't cancel his sheep, for example. So you will see this group, and I think the mage will be sheeping the guy in the back. Be sure not to hit it. So you saw this rogue actually going for this guy, but he turned around just in time because he saw the sheep come in. So that's actually what you want to do in these dungeons, and because you actually still need these sheep. I think at this point, if the sheep would have been broken, it would not be too bad. But yeah, sheep is an example. But higher on, you will actually see that you will encounter more undead characters, and then the priest got shackle undead, which works perfectly. And so there's all kind of stuff. The rogue, of course, can do sap. Well, warlock fear is not really advised because fear has the danger of putting more buffs than you want. But druids can do hibernate on bees later on, etc, etc. So yeah, but yeah, it's always nice to have these kind of guys, or if you don't have these guys, then at least be these guys yourself. So Gaddy sheep, the one in the back, also because I marked him with a moon maybe, but I think he would have done it out of himself as well. So here I'm just one more remark before I will be signed is to see that the priest is getting aggro here. So I'm just putting the dots on. Yeah, so now he is sheeping, but I was actually a tad bit late because I already had the dots on him. I actually wanted to get aggro from this mob, so he would be pulled away from the others. And actually, it was to save the priest, because the priest was getting attacked by this guy, logically. Although I'm now almost dying as well. But it's still better that I die than the healer, to be honest. But we handled it with care. Yeah, we handled it eventually. So for here I will just be quiet, just enjoy the ride through the dungeon. Yeah, that's all I got to say for now.
I need to get closer. I need Can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
So this was a pretty damn epic run, to be fair. We made no big mistakes. We had this small bug with this druid actually being teleported to the crossroads completely randomly. That's kind of things that only should happen if you are kicked from a group, then teleport to the location where you also got your half-stone. So I don't know why this happened, because he was still in the group. It was really weird. And actually he said that he got a summon request, so that's even more weird. Or so now I'm outside, and I'm actually doubting a little bit whether I want to turn in these quests already, because they're still yellow quests, so I actually have no clue whether it's best to just turn them in right now or save this little bit of XP and first do the green quest. Because the risk that I will be taking, and I'm of course adding these guys to the group because they're actually quite nice. Sadly you cannot make a note, which you can actually in the more recent versions of WoW. Otherwise you could actually add a note like good healer or good mage with proper sheeps, or whatever you would like to have in there. So to come back to the quest, actually I think I'm deciding here to not turn it in. Because you see, these are all yellow, and the Barons ones are green. So if I'm gonna turn in these quests, and I'm almost certain that those, especially those top two green quests, the Barons are actually becoming grey, and that's something that I want to avoid. So I'm actually going to the Barons first, do these couple of green quests, and actually turning these quests later. So and then I have to figure out testing an enemy strength is probably going to be green before the others. So I have to figure out where to turn this in. So this one's actually in Thunderbluff. So I actually have to make this travel to Thunderbluff soon as well. Well, soon. Within the next 3 levels. But I don't think that would be too much of an issue because I want to go there anyways. Also to get the flight point and just to visit Thunderbluff. I mean, as I mentioned, I think in one of the first episodes, I think it's still one of the most nostalgic feelings that I had traveling towards Thunderbluff, seeing those high mountains and knowing that one of the capital city is located on top of it. It's just such an insane feeling. So I guess I will be ending my episode here as well. So I think I will just vendor this stuff, and then I think I will visit my bank to put these things in there. Of course, it's better to already craft these bolts of linen cloth. Hopefully yield some skill. Well, at least 1 skill point there, 2 skill points there, 3 skill points even. Wow. I don't know the exact ratio, but if you have like yellow craftable things, I think it's about 3 out of 4 give skill. And when it turns green, I think it's 1 out of 2, 1 out of 4, something in between that. Sadly, these bolt of list only stack up to 10. So it's not really worth converting it to bolts already, or the other way around. To save backspace, because they take the same amount when you need 2 linen cloth to craft the bolt of linen cloth. So now I'm just figuring out, that's all I'm gonna sell, those are quest items. And I'm just gonna put these all in a bank. Yeah, and of course the light letter I can send over too. And also the core stone. It's actually not a bad idea. It's wanted by engineers mostly.
Blood and thunder.
To craft bombs. So yeah, there, I'm just gonna put everything here. So I'm gonna put my quest items down there in the bottom. These are all quests from, so the left one I think is for Orgrimmar. The middle one is then for no, I start to get confused. So I think I'm sorted to some extent. So I think the right bottom part is for Thunderbluff actually, and the middle one seems for Undercity, and the left one. Oh, left one is Undercity. The left one is Undercity, middle is for Orgrimmar, and the right one is for Thunderbluff. So now I got everything sorted out. So I'm gonna run up to the flight path, and then I'm going to log off. Because it's been once more quite a long episode. I'm glad that the next episode is just gonna be live recording my voice. I just had to say it once more. And that I don't have to re-record it again. I mean, it was fun. But preferably I just have my voice right while playing. Because I think it's more fun for me and you. Because it saves me a lot of time. So I can actually create more content in the sense that I can actually play more. And for you it's just like easier or more fun to listen to because you just hear my real life reaction. Rather just than some narrating kind of story explaining what I was doing at some points in time. So yeah. So those are the quests I'm going to do next time. This green one. Yeah, I'm trying to check out what level I am. I know I can also press my character page. Figured out that was actually a little bit too hard. So I think I'm level 17 or level 16. I think I'm still level 16. But I'm going up, and I know that if I already turn in those quests from Rage My Chest, that I will already dig up, that's for sure. But I'm just gonna postpone that. I'm first gonna do some Crossroads quest, the green ones. So I guess thanks for watching. Hope you are still enjoying my show. If you got any comments regarding to improve my show, then please tell me. Because I'm also, I'm making this for you to enjoy. So if I'm creating something that you don't enjoy, then I could just as well not do it. So please, if you got any recommendations for me to improve, then please say so. I will take them seriously. And hope to see you next time as well. And then we will be doing Crossroads. So thanks for watching, and bye bye.